Hello and welcome to the intro of the podcast. There will be spoilers, swearing and opinions coming up.
You bet there will be.
250 reasons to stay indoors.
Hello and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And today we are joined by, once again, Chiara. Say hello, Chiara.
Hey.
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 I felt very like I just
You're right,
forced you
lad.
into speaking there. I
You're
felt
right,
a bit
lad.
bad about that. I'm sorry.
Right, gosh.
I'm all right, lassie. Aye. So we're back again for another wonderful episode of How to Train Your Dragon, but this time we're going to be watching How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Number 2.
The second film in the installment.
Well, so we thought we'd do this because, you know what? They're probably all Wicked films. And
Wicked
there's-
sick.
Yes. So I...
Parkour.
Danger. So I...
Stunt it.
I love that video.
Audio memes are the best. Now, I think that How to Train Your Dragon 3 might end up on the top 250 list. I think it might do because it's
Yeah.
got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, they always have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes when they first come out, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I think
First
the
couple of
second
weeks
one's
is not
better.
like representative of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
so we also thought, why not? Because Chiara loves those films and we like Chiara, so we'll have her on for all of them.
Oh.
And why not just do some bonus ones? And I'll tell you what, listeners, if you would like us to cover a film that is not on the top 250 list, send an email to 250reasons@gmail.com.
Kieran made a really big point about making sure we get the pitch right, and now I'm just too scared to do it. So
Okay, we'll
that's-
practice it on our own time.
Okay.
you have to have
That
a
was-
piano there to start the key right.
Yeah, give me my starting note, please. Bar, 250.
Ma. Okay, now, Jordan, have you seen the second How to Train Your Dragon?
Yes, I have.
I haven't.
Okay, do you want to do a prediction?
Yeah, I do.
Go.
I think... Oh my God, I was literally about to call him Link again. What is wrong with
He
my
doesn't.
brain?
Well, okay, I see your point of him looking like Link in the first one, but he definitely doesn't look like Link in the second one.
Is he older in this film?
Yeah, that he gets older.
We're
in each
all
film.
older. We're all a little bit wiser. I'm going to go back in my hole now. I'm sorry.
okay. I think Hiccup. I'd like it if his name changed to a different name.
People's names don't change, Kieran.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but
some
he
people's names do change.
but you don't
help him.
You don't have an accident. You don't have an accident. You don't have a hiccup for the whole of your life. what I was going with
There's
that,
people that have had hiccups for the whole of their life.
and that sucks though. But a hiccup doesn't have hiccups for the whole of his life. Also,
But maybe he was a mistake. Maybe he was a hiccup.
oh, that is
That's really
Harsh,
deep.
his. So how is his name written? Do you know this, Chiara?
It's
it's
just
spelled
hiccup.
like hiccup,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's spelled normally.
HICCUP.
Yeah.
Because HICCUP. So, but there's that. But also, apparently, there's another spelling of hiccup, which is hic and then cough. But you pronounce it hiccup,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
which is crazy.
That is not how
Okay,
you spell
what I
it.
think.
Which is just fucking mental, man. It's crazy.
So what I think is going to happen in
Cough. Cough.
But they don't cough. They
Kieran.
cup. What?
Hiccup.
That's mad.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck off, hiccup.
People.
Get out of my space.
Okay, I think Hiccup is going to continue working on his aeronautics engineering degree at the same time as establishing a stronger relationship with Astrid.
Okay.
I think he might get a bit more authority within the
The
village.
bedroom department.
You know what? I don't know how much authority he had in the first place. I don't really want to comment because I think he might be 12 years old in the first film. So
not in the second one. In the second one, he's like at least 18, 20, something.
Okay, in which case he's got the what was the thing that you said off mic? He's no, you said it in the last episode. What is it that you the dick thing? The dick thing.
Oh,
Like you said.
DOP.
Yeah.
GOP.
yeah.
Dick on
So
point,
he's
right.
got dick on point. Yeah. So okay. So what I'm saying is that Hiccup He's 18, 19, 20 or something like that. He is of age, dick on point with Astrid.
Oh,
So that's taken care of. In the village, he's having a bit more authority. Maybe there's a bit of confrontation with his dad. And what he just does is he uses he just fucking flies everywhere, doesn't he? So
He just fucking flies off. Doesn't he?
it's more like an internal politics of the village, also romance film, and just the dragons are just around. You know, they're just there.
Right, well, bloody hell, let's go and watch it then, shall
Let's
we?
go fucking watch this film.
Okay, can't wait.
On the
Go,
flip
go,
side,
go.
Bye. And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Dragons. It's really hard, isn't it?
well, it's like more
hard.
it's more
We've
dragon.
done the first one, and they're pretty much...
Ice dragon. I'm pretty sure I said that last time.
Hiccups, mom has got it going on.
Dreadlocks.
Alpha.
They're dads.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but it was there.
Singing dads.
Found again mums.
Oh, blue spikes.
Otherwise known as ice.
Dragon racing.
Dragon suits.
Mm.
Dragon
Like,
suit.
like as in like flight suit.
What?
Flight suit.
We're
Oh,
really making a mess of this right now.
We are making a mess of this. This is disgusting.
It's
I
the
think we should
worst
probably
one.
call it a day here already.
Fire sword.
Yes, the fire sword.
Fire sword,
That
yes.
was the coolest thing.
That was
love
pretty
that sword.
cool. So, Kieran, are you ready with a 15-second pitch for us?
Yes, let me tell you, listeners, what's about to happen.
What's about to happen?
Hey, let me tell you what's about to happen. I'm going to
read
summarize
all
the film.
about it.
I'm going to summarize the film in 15 seconds, and I think it's going to go quite badly. Let's see how this goes.
3, 2, 1, go.
You got a hiccup. He's found his mum. His dad dies because there's this Lord Master of the Dragons who wants to have a dragon army, and he controls the 2 alpha dragons. And then the mum's alpha dragon gets defeated by the other guy's alpha dragon. But then Toothless becomes the master dragon, and Hiccup becomes the chief.
20 seconds, 0.8.
Wow.
mean-
that was good.
Like 2 seconds into that, I was like, you know what? Fuck the timer.
Yeah, I could tell immediately you were either super confident or did not give a fuck.
No. I just had no shits
Yeah.
to give at all, because I realized that if I panicked, I'm not going to say anything that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's-
better to just actually do a proper pitch rather than make
I
it
think
up.
so, because I got the main things in there.
Right.
There's quite a lot that goes on, I think, and it's all a little bit jumbled up. So if it's all right, Chiara, because you are like the I don't know, like the resident expert on How to Train Your Dragon.
I feel like that
Would you
made
be
it.
happy to?
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like that made a lot of sense. That's pretty much what
Oh, well.
happened.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad pitch. You just were 5 seconds longer than it needed to
I
be.
just still failed.
You still failed, yeah.
do better. Okay. Would you be happy to take a lead on the synopsis again, Chiara?
Oh gosh. Yeah, sure. It's been. I must admit, it's been it's a little while since I like properly watched it. But yeah, I'll go for it.
Cool.
So now it's Burke and Hiccup is older, and everyone is older. Actually, it's not just Hiccup who gets older.
He got stuck in a time warp.
Yeah.
They're 5 years older, right?
He found a time dragon.
Time dragon.
And then, so Burke is full of dragons, and the dragons live there, and it's lovely, and everyone's a dragon rider.
And they're racing dragons.
Yeah,
now.
they're racing dragons at the beginning, but Hiccup's not there. He's too busy going out, being a genius, finding new lands and everything. And the problem is that he's due to become the chief of Burke, but he doesn't really want to because it's not really his thing. And he just wants to fly around and be free and everything. And then so Hiccup and Astrid fly around and they find this like attacked ship full of dragon capturers. And they want to capture the dragons for this random guy called Drago. But they escape and they go back home and tell Dad that this guy is...
Good old dad.
Yeah, tell Dad.
Dad.
Dad, there's a man trying to capture all our dragons. We have to go after him.
No,
But-
son.
Yeah, no, son. But yeah, it turns out
We have to protect our own.
that's exactly what happens. But instead of
Mm-hmm.
a synopsis, why don't you just act it out?
Okay,
voice
Why don't
act
we
it
just
out.
do the film?
Okay, let's role play. Who do you want to be, Jordan, in this scenario?
Anyone that doesn't have a Scottish accent.
Okay, you can be Hiccup then.
Okay.
Chiara, who do you want to be?
Who's it? I'll be Toothless.
Okay. And I'll be everyone else.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, no, son, you can't go find Dago. He's a madman, and you can't reason with a madman.
But I sure reasoned with you, Dad. I mean, gee. I'm stuck in puberty.
Lock down
Come
the
on,
village.
Toothless. Let's fly away.
Lock down the village. Lock down Burke. Get back here.
Oh, I'm gonna slip through the crack in the wall where the thing's coming down.
Hiccup, I'm gonna come. I'm Astrid. Hiccup, I'm gonna come after you.
Oh, you just made it through the crack as well. Now we're both outside.
Let's go find Drago. Am I right at this point here?
Yeah,
Drago.
yeah.
They're not tracking Drago.
Well,
yeah, they just go to where this cracked up ship is again.
Yeah, I'll be what the
You'll be Kit Harington.
yeah,
Hang
Kit
on.
Harington.
Does
Eric.
does what's her face actually get out? I'm pretty sure it's only
No, she does. She
Does
does.
she? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Astrid.
Astrid goes with them. Right,
Okay.
my name's Eric, and I'm gonna capture all your dragons for Drago. Oh, I'm the best capturer of all time.
That's pretty good, actually.
It's not bad actually. And then you've got you're Hiccup, so you've got to speak back to him.
Okay, well, you could just take my dragons. I'm gonna get in this cage.
What?
That's fine.
Okay.
Hiccup, I've come back to save you. Come back to the fucking village now. You get back on this dragon now.
Oh, jeez, Dad.
Now, we're all back in Burke. So what you gonna do? Does he try and fly away again? But this time he gets captured by his mum's dragons.
Yeah.
This role playing is getting a little bit out of hand. I'm struggling to keep the continuity going,
That's
and I think
fine.
we're going to run out of time.
Well-
I didn't take improv classes for a while, so let's just keep going with this.
So basically after that, Hiccup goes after them, gets captured by this other like big dragon, and gets taken to this dragon lair by this crazy person. Turns out this crazy person is his mother, and she
What?
Kate
Oh
Blanchett
my
is
God.
his mother, and she has been hoarding dragons her whole life. She has a problem, but she
It's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah,
She does
she's been
definitely
hoarding
hoard
dragons.
dragons.
And then so they kind of bond because Hiccup is very much like his mother. They're pretty much the same person. And then Stoic finds him eventually and is like, "Oh no, my wife's not dead." And then he turns into Soft Dad, and they start singing, and it's lovely.
Form of soft dad.
So yeah,
What
No,
is-
you don't get the
Is
reference.
that a Pokemon reference?
I don't know what it is. It's like some sort of like Power Ranger type things. Like
Okay, sure.
Blue Ranger, Green Ranger, form of Captain Planet. Like, you know.
I just had the idea that it's like you've got solids, liquids, and gases,
Oh, okay.
and I guess like this version of Dad is like a liquid, maybe.
No, I'm kind of imagining, you know, when it's the
See how
who's
before
that
when he's a really
Pokemon
hard
thing.
when he's a hard guy, he's a solid. He's a liquid when he's soft, and then
Right,
when he
yeah.
dies, he's the gas. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh wow,
Sorry, you were
spoilers.
saying. The mum and dad are having a nice time.
Yeah.
They're getting used to each other again.
Uh-huh.
They're laughing, they're singing, they're dancing, they're doing funny songs and everything.
Hiccup really wants to go to Drago and convince him. And you know, his dad is like, "No, Drago's a fucking madman. You can't." Because they like basically Drago before had tried to control the dragons. He knew Stoic, and he tried to burn down the whole village, and so Stoic is basically very against it. But they go over to try and actually Drago comes to
Yeah,
them.
Drago comes to
Yeah.
Berk, doesn't he? Because he hears from the dragon catchers about Hiccup.
the nest.
He's like,
No, he doesn't go to
Dragon
Berk. He goes
Master.
to the nest, and they're at the nest or
Yeah.
something, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wants to get the alpha to control all the dragons. So then
Yeah.
there's just like a big battle, and he manages to control all the dragons, including Toothless. So Toothless is there, and he makes Toothless turn against Hiccup and go to try and kill Hiccup. And in the process, Stoic's like, no! And he like dives in front of Hiccup while Toothless is shooting at him. And so he dies, which sucks. That is not, it's not fun. But they,
No, it's not fun.
No.
It's really sad. I nearly cried.
yeah, you nearly cried. Well,
I nearly cried. Not. I mean, I'd tell you if I did cry. I didn't cry. I nearly cried.
Because big boys don't cry, do they, Kieran?
Big boys do cry, and they're allowed to cry.
Yeah. See, I saw this film, the first time I saw this film in the cinema, it was before it kind of officially came out in London, and they called it the Father's Day special.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
What?
That's very deep.
I saw it in the IMAX, and it was like huge, and I was so excited. I was like, yay, Stoic Father's Day special. They hit us with that.
No. I mean, I get how it's like. It's a lot of it is like the relationship between
Yeah.
the dad and Hiccup, but it's like no, he dies.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Like, they leave after that. Like, all the dragons left, and they're like, oh, we're stuck on this island, and all the dragons are being controlled. And Hiccup's like, not all the dragons. So they all they
That's
go on
pretty
the
that's more
they
accurate.
go and fly, and they track down on the baby dragons, because apparently baby dragons don't get controlled. And they're back at Berk, right?
Yeah.
And
And they were like, oh, by the way, here's my mum.
yeah, exactly.
And I was like,
Hey.
what?
Oh yeah, and they like send Stoic's death ship out and everything, and it's all very
Yeah, that's
emotional, and it's
emotional.
the best part of the film because the music's so amazing in that part. But I'll get to that later. And so he still tries to persuade Drago, but it just doesn't work. And he confronts him and Toothless, while everyone else like distracts the huge alpha. And Hiccup then frees Toothless because it's all very emotional, and he's like, my owner and I love you. And they fight, and Toothless is a bad bitch and becomes the new alpha, basically.
Hold on a second. In the past minute that you've been talking, I completely forgot anything that happens in the film. I just forgot where does that fight happen? Where does that huge fight scene happen?
Well,
I'm pretty sure that happens at Berk.
At Berk, yeah, in Berk.
The final fight scene is at Berk, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
And like
Right. So
the big bewildered
so
beast, like who is the alpha? I think that's the bewildered beast. Yeah, kind of like sinks
Yeah.
off into the sea with Drago
Yeah.
and his armless bitch self.
right, I'm remembering.
So
it now.
Drago is defeated. Toothless is now the new alpha of
chief.
all the dragons. And Hiccup is now the new chief
Yeah.
because obviously Stoic has died.
Uh-huh.
And he's done a sick job with all the dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they live happily ever after.
I want to hit you with some beef
Beefs.
straight out the gate. Mhm.
Do it.
Beefs indeed. Now, at the beginning of the film, you got what's his name, Hiccup, and you got Toothless, and Hiccup's all like, "Hey, we should try practice some new moves." And so they're flying around in the sky, and they're practicing these sick new moves, and
Mhm.
Hiccup's got this sick armor and stuff.
Mm.
And like Jordan was trying to say in the Fast Thoughts,
Yeah.
he's got these wings, and the wings make me think of that squirrel that's got
yeah,
like
Yeah, flying squirrel.
the flying squirrel thing. So that's kind of what what's his name, Hiccup has.
yeah.
So it's flying around, and it all looks amazing. You got they're both flying independently. Like Hiccup's flying, Toothless is flying, but then like a rock comes out of nowhere, And Hiccup's like, no, Toothless, save me from this rock. Toothless like grabs him and then crashes into the rock, falls on the floor. And Hiccup stands up afterwards like, well, I'm all fine. That's that. And so at no point does he say, Toothless, thank you for fucking saving my life. In fact, he says at some points, like, oh, yeah, we've got to make that landing a little bit smoother. But it's like, well, surely if you're flying...
Hey, look, they're training. There's gonna be. There's no time to be like, oh, thanks for saving my life. Like, no, we're training. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably happened a lot.
Yeah, I get the impression that they're well, and they go through like loads of shit anyway, don't they? There's lots of battle and issues, and
it just looked ungrateful to me.
Yeah, I believe when
really ungrateful.
He landed, he did say like, oh, we have to work on that like tail fixture. I think the reason why he couldn't fly to him so fast is because he still doesn't have full control over his tail. He needs to build a better one.
Right.
Like, so he's still saying like, oh, I need to make you a better tail, essentially.
I actually have a beef with that scene, but it's mainly just around the fact that he has like this flying squirrel ability, but then it's back to the aerospace engineering, because I'm looking at him and, you know, I don't know, like their character models, like they've got really big feet and obviously he's missing a foot, and I'm just looking at it like, that's not aerodynamically right. You'd spin.
It's super imbalanced, you're saying?
Yeah, he's like, so he just like, surely he would just be constantly fighting against the fact that he's missing one leg, and that leg, because that's not there, surely it's going to like sort of cause some sort of like movement, you know?
Do you not think there's some kind of counterbalance in his
yeah,
prosthetic leg?
I was about to say.
But it's not necessarily about the weight of it, is it? It's like
the shape,
the way that the air hits it as you're considering you're gliding, like that's what he's doing.
Right.
He's totally at the mercy of the way that the wind is working and the way that air and gravity works.
That's not a bad shout. Maybe he's like had to put some kind of counterbalance in his wing, like in one wing in particular.
Yeah, maybe.
Outweigh. But it does make it seem as if it's like, oh yeah, aerodynamics, not a thing.
I mean, it definitely is one of those things, the most nitpickiest thing that I could possibly come up with.
I'm surprised I didn't.
Children's animation that the one-legged character should be spinning because it's not aerodynamically sound.
It would be
me sitting here with my fucking degree in aerospace engineering, clearly, like I would know.
I think
if anyone does know, if anyone does have a degree in aerospace engineering,
please tell us.
Email in, let us know if he would spin.
If you have a degree in physics, don't want to hear about it. It has to be aerospace engineering. Thank you very much. What's the deal when he kept taking off his helmet and then just leaving it places and then having his helmet later on in the film? It fucked me off.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Hiccup also had been working on a duplication glitch so that he could have like infinite items.
It's like cloning. Like he could clone his.
They're foldable helmets, so he has like 12
is
of
that
them.
what it is?
Foldable helmets.
Yeah, at all times there's about 12 of them.
Or like just add water helmets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just add water.
He's a genius, you know.
Yeah.
If it's all right for me to just go for a hat trick, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
When we introduced to the mum, so she's wearing this like I don't know if you guys know the artist Subtract, but
yeah. It does look like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chiara, I don't know if you know this artist, electronic music artist called Subtract. Always performs with a mask, and the mask looks a lot like the mask from that Hiccup's mum has.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And so she's wearing this big costume, and she looks like a I don't know, like, you know, the Hooga Bugger guy from Crash Bandicoot. It looks like a whole
yeah, she does.
whole body version of that. So she's got this stick.
What is his name? That bothers me.
I can't.
I always used to refer to him as a Hooba Gabba.
Yeah. It's Hooga Bugger guy.
Have you ever been to Hooba Gabba?
because he does have a real name, but I can't. Like I haven't played that like Crash Bandicoot in a little while. I need to get back on it. But anyway, so when she's wearing a Ooga Booga costume and everything, and she's got her Ooga Booga stick, and she's like kind of swishing this Ooga Booga stick around, as if to say like, who the fuck are you? Like I'm the big deal here.
I've got the big Ooga Booga stick.
Exactly, and she waves it around, and it goes vroom. vroom,
Yeah.
just twice. And I thought, why the fuck are there lightsaber sounds in this film about dragons? It's completely out of place. Because this big stick, as far as I'm aware, has no magical powers. Yeah, it's just like the coolest thing it does is when she waves it around in a circle like a helicopter. Then her big dragon comes.
Yeah.
But like that, it doesn't really do anything else apart from that.
But it's got holes in it. That's why
It's
it
got
makes those
rattles
noises.
in it.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's like one of those big like plastic wind tubes that
It's
you
exactly like that. Yeah,
when
yeah,
you spin
yeah.
around, it goes.
Yeah, they sound great.
Well, no, they go whoa, 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 whoa.
Right. Okay.
And that's what the stick does.
Again, the Jordan Deere soundboard.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But what I find really funny about her is how she's voiced by Kate Blanchett, right? And Kate Blanchett is Hela in Thor Ragnarok, which she's wearing a very similar headdress, right?
Oh yeah.
I find that
I haven't seen that film.
I find that quite funny.
I thought the headdress looked like it really reminded me of the masks from Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
Don't know
yeah.
if that
I need to have someone on the show who's equally as less nerdy.
equally as less nerdy.
I mean,
Yeah, sorry, it's,
equally as unaware of these references.
me and
so I
Jordan's
can-
video game corner. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just take a little side note. Jordan and Chiara's video game side corner. Yeah.
So, anyways, well, most specifically, the last mask that you get once you've collected all of the masks.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because it's got like little tusks on it.
Mm-hmm.
On the subject of Hiccup's mum, whose
I'm
name...
pretty sure we were on the subject of Skyrim, weren't we?
Well, you know, well, going back to the subject of Hiccup's mum,
Uh,
Yeah.
Valka.
what was her accent? Yeah, Valka.
Yeah, I told you.
It was
so
Irish.
This is what I said last episode. I said there's someone with an Irish twang, and that's who I was like mentioning. I didn't want to say her because that would give you
Right.
spoilers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so Irish.
Yeah, it is Irish. Yeah.
Is it though?
It is Irish.
Is it though?
It's more
Yeah.
Irish
It was
than it is
on-
Scottish.
It's definitely more. It's definitely Irish. Is just what I like. That's what that was to me.
That wasn't. It wasn't okay. It wasn't close enough to Ireland for me to be like, oh, that's Irish. I get that. But maybe this has been me being ignorant of like the plethora of Irish accents that there are out there.
There
How many
are
Irish
many.
people do you know, Kieran?
I know enough Irish people to know what an
Enough.
Irish accent sounds like.
But Northern
Well,
Irish.
how,
is
many,
subjective,
how
Irish
many
isn't
and
it?
French
Southern
people
Irish
do
is
you know,
different.
Jordan?
Huh?
How many French people do you know?
What's that got to do with anything?
But you can recognize a French accent, can't you?
Maybe not.
Yes, you can.
Maybe not.
Yes, you can.
Maybe not.
Well,
Don't put words in my mouth.
what I'm saying is, if you're going to have a character in a kids' film,
Yeah.
you want the accents to be quite easily defined so the kids can be like, I get it.
Well, this is what I'm. This is going to be my point. Is that they're not really trying to make their own accents. It's quite clearly Scottish, and that one's quite clearly Irish.
Okay, I
you.
completely disagree. It was not quite clearly.
I could not
Irish.
disagree with you more.
Well, I still disagree. Okay, we are disagreed.
Very much so.
That's. Oh, can you feel the tension in the room?
Northern and Southern Irish accents are very different.
I know, but it wasn't even one of them. It wasn't even one of those.
It was a very, very gentle Irish. Like it wasn't
A gentle
it
Irish.
wasn't strong. There was like so she was
There's
perhaps
an
had
Irish
like 40%
person that's been living in
Irish
London
there.
for like 30 years.
I mean,
The
let's
closest I
ring
could
up
think to
Kate
it-
and ask her now, right?
Yeah. Okay, so what I find really,
Hello?
really, really confusing is that you've got.
Kate Blanchett here.
Is that how she talks?
Yes, it was an Irish accent. Jordan was right.
No, we can't.
Thanks, Kate. Yeah, no, I knew. I knew
Can't
that.
just
She's
you're
listening
most
live
welcome.
to our pre-recorded podcast.
Okay, we're going to let you go now, Kate. Oh, no problem.
Thanks, Kate.
We'll see you later. We still on for Tuesday, yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're playing squash next week.
Ah, that's cute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
But there was a bit where she was like, so she says, all this time, where was I? Like, yeah, where were you? Because you had dragons and you could have just flown back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why? That
She
doesn't
was,
make
I
any
think
sense.
she was just too scared to go back, I guess.
But for 20 years, though,
Yeah.
surely, I think we must have discussed this with a different. Yeah, we would have discussed this with Paris, Texas,
What?
when the dad fucked off for like 4 years.
Yeah.
and didn't ever come back to see his son, like of all the shame and everything. People
Yeah.
just piss off for that long.
Mm.
And like and you were saying this too, like why don't you just come back because you've deserted your kid? And but what with having dragons,
It's a little bit more of a high pressure situation, isn't it? Because there's dragons involved. Just sounds a little bit more dangerous and
it's a bit more dangerous,
a little bit more in depth.
but I guess like if like okay, let's say she comes to Burke, but like parks her dragon a bit further away from the village, and so she leaves it there, and so she walks up to Burke and she's like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, yeah, big surprise. I know. Just let me explain." And then she goes and says, "All right, I got here because I flew on a dragon." And everyone's like, "What the fuck do you mean you flew?" I know. Just bloody bear with me because I'm still alive, and yeah, I flew here on a dragon. Trust me. And so she would have to explain it that way, or maybe she would have to do the thing like we did in the last episode, where she flies over the over the village, and goes, "Hey, so I'm flying on dragons now."
Yep.
I'm back.
Definitely the
I'm
best
still alive.
way.
Yeah. I don't. That dragon kind of confuses me because it's got 4 wings. And back to aerospace engineering.
Cloud jumper.
How does 4 wings work? Yeah. I mean, that's such an awesome name for a dragon.
Yeah.
But how does that? How does it work? Because like, why would you? Because aren't they like underneath each other?
Jordan? They're
Yeah.
dragons.
But
Mythical
Yeah,
creatures.
but no. But this is something that you might not have heard, Chiara. Is that what we like? What we like is
firmly planting films that are based in fiction into the reality
Yeah,
of this
yeah,
world,
yeah,
Well,
I
and then
know.
being angry because it doesn't work.
because like if it's something that's made up, then it's made up. But if it's physics, it's fucking real.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I
like,
don't
if
know
that
anything
dragon-
about physics, so
That's what I'm asking though. How does the physics work? Like, can we take a punt at it?
Maybe the more wings you have, the more flight power you have.
But like, do they not counteract each other? Does it not like affect the motion and the movement? I just feel like they just get in the way.
I'm sure it affects the motion, but like, but I reckon it's like you have twice the power to go upwards. Do you not?
But you're not catching all the air, are you? Because the first wings have caught the air. Then there's
But there's still air in between.
absence of
When your hand goes through the air, yeah.
yeah.
So it goes round the wing and then up again. Doesn't it?
I've got one hand above the other hand, and I'm trying to feel the force of the air on the second hand
oh,
by
God.
moving them up and down. But I can feel it.
Yeah, so you can feel it on both hands.
No, I can feel that there's less resistance on the hand above.
Yeah, and so it makes it even more impactful.
No, because that's what I'm saying. There's no wind resistance on the top wing. So what is it doing? If
But
they're
there is
both
still
moving at the
some-
same time,
but there
it
is
does just look cool.
no. But let's finish this point. but there is still some wind resistance, and therefore, like, it's such a big dragon that it needs to combat all the wind resistance that it possibly can.
Right.
So therefore, having 4 wings makes sense. How the fuck do you think like dragonflies do it?
Dragonflies don't have 4 wings, do
Yes,
they?
they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do. Dragonflies. Why do you think they're called dragonflies? Because it's named after Cloud Jumper. There you go.
Yeah,
Well, that's some
yeah.
nice food for thought. Thank you. I had a question. What would you do if you found out that your mum was secretly a dragon woman?
I'd give her a hug to
awesome.
begin with.
No.
Awesome.
She hasn't been missing for all the time. But, like, she's got a secret life as a dragon person.
My mum has been keeping a secret from me for a long time that I found out about a year ago, which blew my mind. Not quite as big a deal as being a dragon hoarder.
Okay. Can you share it?
She's been hoarding spoons.
What?
Nice.
So there's in her room there was like this tin, kind
Yeah.
of like a nice, not like a shitty tin, like a nice little tin
A
box.
nice tin.
Yeah, nice tin box. It's like quite ornate and stuff.
Not one you keep your chopped tomatoes in.
Oh no. Like this is like a nice oval kind of shaped tin, right?
Right.
And I've never questioned it being there the whole time I was growing up. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just one of the things in mum's room, and I don't need to go in it.
Yeah.
She might have asked me to go and get something from the pot next to it,
Yeah.
or the other side of it.
But never the thought from that tin.
Never from that tin. And I was like, well, maybe it's
That's
just
mum's secret tin.
No. It's just an artifact. It's just a thing because there's other things in her room that's
An
just odd.
artifact.
That's just, you know what I mean? It's just.
Take her to a showing of iconic film The Room.
You need the Antique Roadshow, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
David
what-
Dickinson.
What?
What are you?
No?
Okay, so on one hand, we've got Jordan saying, "Take her to the Antiques Roadshow." Where shall I take her, Chiara?
To see The Room, the film The Room. You've never heard of this, have you?
No, we've at length discussed the film.
Well, we
The
haven't
Room.
actually watched it.
Oh, because like when you go see it in the cinema, there are parts where, so basically all around their house there are framed photos of spoons for some weird reason. So
Oh,
every
really?
time you see a framed photo of a spoon, you're supposed to throw spoons at the screen.
Oh Jesus!
That was the thing.
Yeah.
Was that the thing?
That was one of the things. Remember when I was
Ah.
saying there's a cinema that
Yeah.
shows it all the time, and
And
there was
throw-
things that people do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Spoons.
It was
spoons.
spoons.
And you just
Well-
yell spoons and throw spoons at the.
Spoons.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You ever played the game Spoons? The card game Spoons?
we've spoken about this before,
No.
and
Fun game.
I have never played the card
You
game.
you have to like there's spoons in the middle of the table. There's like so say you've got 5 people playing,
Right.
you only have 4 spoons.
Yeah.
You got spoons in the middle of the table. There's like a normal card game and you have to like get a certain thing.
Yeah,
Once you've got the thing, you take a spoon.
yeah.
But you do it proper subtle because then like once someone's taken a spoon, everyone can take a spoon. So then it's like whoever doesn't have a spoon is out. So like you do it proper subtle and then like someone else notices and they sneakily just like get a spoon. And then like you just keep playing and everyone's like, God, when will this game end? Oh my God, there's only 1 spoon left. Fuck. And then they take it and then, you know.
That sounds like
and
the
that's
most
spoons.
That's spoons. Wow, what a time to be alive talking about spoons. But just to finish this, if I may. So this secret box, it turns out that my mum, so there was this one Christmas, I had moved away from home by this time. And it's one Christmas, so we're clearly conversation in my Christmas household is fucking thrilling because we were talking about spoons for one reason or another.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And Mum's like, "Oh yeah, I've got a few upstairs." And I'm like, "Wait, what are you on about?" And she's like, I'll just bring it down." And she comes down with this tin that's been on her bloody chest of drawers for like years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And she's been like secretly getting spoons, and I had absolutely no idea. I thought I knew this woman, Jordan and Chiara. I thought I knew who this woman was. This is my mother,
But
my
why?
own mother.
What kind of spoons?
All
Wow.
kinds of spoons, Jordan. Mostly metal and like little spoons, mostly teaspoons, I would say. And it all started with my English gran.
Right.
So not her mum, but my English gran, who was like, she came over for a cup of tea or something. Noticed that my parents didn't have a sugar pot. They didn't have a proper sugar pot with a proper like sugar spoon.
Yeah.
And so my gran was like, "Have this sugar spoon
Yeah.
with a nice little thing on it." My mum was like, "Oh, that's cute." And then when she next went to like a antique shop for whatever reason, like a secondhand shop, and she saw another cute spoon. "Oh, that's another cute spoon. I'll keep that." And for the past, 22 years, has been growing her collection more and more and more and more. And I had absolutely no idea this was happening. So she comes downstairs one day with this collection of spoons. I'm like, "Who even are you? Who even are you?" I thought I trusted you. I put my love into you, and yet you come here and you show me a side of yourself that you've been keeping secret this whole time. I just questioned everything.
That's deep.
Isn't it a strange thing like that humans do when we collect things that are totally like for no reason other than just to have them?
Yeah, my
because they
mum
look
collects cow-shaped milk jugs.
What?
There you go. See, there you
What?
go.
Yeah.
My sister's mother-in-law collects pigs.
It's like just to have the thing, you know, to have
Hoarding.
them all, and then you look at them and you're like,
Mm.
"There's all of my things.
And so when
There
you
they
look,
all are
It's an
when you look back
in
at
the
Hic-
thing." Yeah.
if you look back at Hiccup's mum, then for her to hoard dragons,
That's pretty cool.
it is one of the
Yeah.
cooler things to hoard.
Oh,
But
for sure.
nevertheless, I think it's like harks back to caveman times when we would have to like hoard loads of food to be able to survive.
Maybe.
But we
yeah.
don't need to do that anymore. But we've got to hoard something.
Maybe your mum
So-
was scared that we'd run out of shovels.
Spoons. Of small shovels,
Yeah.
just for sugar. For all those times that I'm shoveling, I'm fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarves in the mines shoveling sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Have you got any? Oh wait, no, you didn't even answer my question.
What was your question?
My question was, what would you do if your mum was like a crazy dragon lady? You just started talking about your mum's spoons.
I mean, I'd be really mad that she kept it from me because she knows how much I love dragons. But
Yeah,
then
I'd
I'd
be
be like,
pretty upset as
show me
well.
your dragons immediately so I can have one and ride them.
Show me your dragons immediately.
I would just be like, that's awesome. Show me everything you know. You are so much more balanced.
Yeah, it's
than I
the
thought you were."
knowledge, isn't it? More that. Well, I mean, firstly, you're finding out that dragons are real.
Yeah,
then
that
your
would be
mum knows
amazing.
like a shit ton of shit about.
So
And then-
is this finding out this thing in the world of How to Train Your Dragon, or like in the world that we live in?
No,
now?
right now.
Oh,
Like
holy
your
your
yeah,
mum,
I'd
shit!
be
like
shocked.
you go home and you see like a little tail like go across the door, and you're like, wait, what the fuck was that? And your mum's like, oh, okay, I'll come clean. Dragons are real, and I'm really
What?
good at dealing with them.
I'd be like, where are you keeping them?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Because you live in a terraced house. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Where are
Your
you
mum
keeping
lives
them?
in a terrorist house.
Terraced.
Oh,
I knew you'd say that. Maybe they're all at the bottom of the lake that's not too far away from us, or my mum's. So, oh man,
That would be
That's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, I feel like
That'd
I'd
be
be
so
in a
cool.
movie of some sort. Like, wow.
well, the some sort would be How to Train Your Dragon. I think.
I mean,
I feel like I'd be in a movie and they call it How to Train Your Dragon, and I'd be called Hiccup, and I'd lose a leg. And
How
I'd
to
have
Train Your
a,
Dragon modern AU.
Yeah.
Would you? That was another video game reference, wasn't it?
No. AU means alternate universe. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Okay.
I didn't even get that. So there you go.
You just polite laughed.
I did polite laugh. I polite laugh.
So-
Well, no, I got the modern part. I
Okay.
just didn't know what the AU meant.
Would you trade half of your leg for having your mum be the master of dragons?
Yeah.
Yes,
Trade a lot more than half my leg.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the most you would trade?
3/4 of my leg.
Holy shit! Would you trade a whole leg?
No.
No, not a whole
I
leg.
wouldn't go that
You draw
far.
the line.
No.
But what can you do with a quarter of your leg that you can't do with none of your leg?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, Jordan.
Control it.
Family show.
Control it.
I
Right?
can
Oh, okay, that's a good point because with
spin on it.
'Cause
yeah,
I
but
don't
but
think
listen
you
back
could
to what you were
control
saying
it.
about the aerodynamic thing, Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, surely with 3/4 of a leg gone, you'd have even less control of the aerodynamics. And
Yeah,
thi-
but I'm not going to try and make a dragon suit with like I'm not going to try and make a flying squirrel.
Oh, come on, in for a penny, in for a pound. Like, your mum's the fucking dragon
No,
lord.
no, Kieran, in for a penny because that's what I came to spend.
I feel
That
like
is you all over. Your dad just like taught you that from a young age.
I feel like though if dragons were to exist now, and the reason why no one knows anything about it is because you have to keep it a secret. And how much would that suck? You can't just like fly around with a dragon. Like
Yeah,
it,
that would
it feels
suck.
like you
They would
have
just-
to keep
what's the
it
point?
secret. And yeah, what are you gonna do?
Might as well just kill them all.
No,
Wow.
Jordan.
Stop him. He wants to kill children, and now he wants to kill dragons. Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
wow.
Jordan.
Dracula, what?
Oh, for God's sake. Why is the baddie in this film, why does he have to be a person of colour?
Well, he just looks a bit like just darker, doesn't he? Doesn't necessarily. I don't know.
It looked to
The
me like they
actor-
made a point of being like, oh, he's not from
The
round
actor
here.
is
The
black.
actor
I
is
suppose,
black, yeah.
The voice actor.
I mean, I'm just purely going on the character basis.
He's
But it felt to me as like, what with the expanded unit like world of
Yeah.
Burke now
Yeah.
including a bit of Ireland, a bit of England, and mostly Scotland. Now you've got this baddie who's like come from really far away.
Yeah.
I don't know. My feelings towards him were straight. I genuinely was like quite terrified by him.
And like when he yells for the dragons, that like makes me shiver. I think the reason why he feels so intimidating is, well, one, obviously the way he looks, but also like the first time you kind of really hear about him, well, one of the first times you hear about him, like Stoic kind of looks terrified as well.
Yeah.
And like if Stoic is scared, then you're like, oh shit, this is going down. Like something serious is
It's.
happening.
I think it's because like he's so fearless and like he overpowers all of the. Like, how the hell did he get like an alpha under
Yeah.
his command? Because he's literally just like that, like serious.
He has no like
he's-
restraint or feelings towards anyone, so that's
Yeah.
that's a recipe
Yeah,
for disaster.
Because like when you've got like when you've got a dragon who's like, let's say, only 5 times the size of you, yeah, and then you dominate it by being like a sick dragon handler,
Hmm.
and then you like you stamp your foot on its nose saying, I own you now, right?
Yeah.
Now that's with the dragon that's 5 times the size of you, but the
Yeah.
alpha is like 1 billion times the size of this.
You can't
guy.
just put your cape up and stop
Yeah.
yourself from getting ice blasted, can you?
No, like
Like,
you're
you just get ice blasted.
yeah you're just fully.
I don't understand how that happened.
Yeah. No. His dragon wasn't the ice blaster. It was the mum's dragon.
They
that was
both
the
do ice blasting, don't they? I thought that was just what that type of dragon does.
ice blasting for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, actually, on that matter, I was just wanted to say, can you imagine if you had the ability to just blow your house out of your mouth?
What?
Because that's what the alpha does. He just like made a massive ice den. Imagine if you could just blow a house out of your mouth.
Yeah, that would
So
be cool.
so
He's
so
just
what-
like blah.
so what would you want the thing that you blow out of your mouth to be?
Bricks.
Bricks.
Yeah, no, it's a fully formed house.
just one house.
Yeah, it just comes out sort of like small, and then like it comes out. It's like a TARDIS type situation where it comes out of my mouth, but as it comes out, it enlarges.
Like
Because
like
that's what the
Hiccup's
TARDIS does.
helmets.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
yes,
dip
it's
it
the
in
same.
water,
It's
house.
a flat pack.
So what
Water.
if you cough and then you just have a little cough and it's like a doll's house that comes out?
Maybe
That's not bad. That's
if I
not
wish
bad.
it,
A
I'm sure like
bungalow.
that dragon doesn't just cough and
Bungalow.
ice comes out.
Like a camper van
Yeah.
or something like that.
Or if it's a really big sneeze, you just do like a block of flats.
That's good. I like
You'd
that.
have to be a lot more careful if you were like
What, guys,
drinking,
what's a
just in case
burp?
you like threw up, just like a couple of teepees in the bath. In the bath? I've never done that. I've
Have you
never
ever
come
thrown
home from a night of drinking. Oh, I feel sick. Gonna go to the bathroom, throw up, and just sit. I just take all my clothes off, sit in the bath, and throw up.
Ah, Jordan.
There you go. There's a nice image for you.
How cool was the fiery sword?
Yeah, I mean, Hiccup's
Very cool.
so
That's
cool
like
now.
super cool. I have a theory from this film, and it's that Gobber might be gay.
Okay.
That's not a theory. That's out there. That's
Really?
a thing. Yeah, it's real.
So I
The
can't.
comment that he
I
made.
just-
Okay,
can't
hang
remember
on,
what
hang on.
comment
Let
it
Kieran,
was.
yeah, let Kieran explain what it is, and then
Well-
maybe see if it lines up. Maybe if you caught on to it.
I'm gonna ask Chiara to explain it because I just wrote Gobber is gay.
Yeah.
But why
so
do you
what-
think that?
What he says that it's a line that's specifically meant to say it, but not say it to get over like the awful producers, lovely homophobic producers. Is he looks?
Oh, okay.
He looks at Valka and Stoic, and he's I think they're having a fight or something, and he's like, "That's why I never got married," and then he goes, "Well, that and another reason,
And one other reason.
and he looks
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Hiccup
yeah, yeah.
like. Mm.
I didn't pick up on that.
And it's quite
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
clear.
Did you have a favorite song in this one, Chiara?
A
Or
favorite
Kieran?
piece, you mean?
Yeah, well, a favorite. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
liked
like-
it a lot more. I just loved the music. It was amazing.
It's the best. It's John Powell's best soundtrack, like full stop, of all of what he did. I was so shocked at how good it was. My favorite one is actually it's called Stoic's Ship. It's when it's like the funeral when he dies. That's my favorite.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
So
yeah. I
Good.
wrote down like there's the bit where Hiccup's like lit up by the embers of his dad, like in the background.
literally,
Like that was just
that
such an
part
awesome
of the film
scene.
is
Jeez.
fucking masterpiece. Honestly,
Well, my favorite part, my favorite like music was when Hiccup's talking to Drago to try and explain to him. Oh no, sorry. When he's talking to his mum, and he's first sort of explaining Toothless and how that came to be,
yeah.
and she realizes that his tail's broken, and like Hiccup's explaining that he actually tried
Oh,
to
yeah.
trap
Yeah.
him. like because the music is so like almost like ambivalent. Like you don't. I felt like how the mum's feeling like she doesn't know whether she's okay with the fact that he trapped Toothless.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
like worked really well. Like it was neither like happy or sad.
Yeah.
It was very like
Mhm.
okay, well,
Yeah,
well,
it's
this is like,
it's so good. And like
yeah, it's just like,
usually
how do you make that into a song?
usually
How
I'm
do you
also
make
like
music like that?
I don't like songs in films,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
because I think it's like is it Johnsy or Yonsy or something? They're like a
Oh yeah,
Swedish, yeah.
Yonsy.
So
Or Sigur Rós, yeah.
yeah, the guy from Sigur Rós, like he works
Yeah.
with John Powell, so like the music fits in really well, because it plays during the film when he's flying at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so the
But I
theme
mean-
carries on through that song anyway, so it works really well, and it's like that's also one of my favorite scenes at the beginning when they're flying together. It's so good.
Icelandic artists are just like create magical music.
Yeah,
bro.
you're
They're
right.
Just,
Yeah.
it fits in so well. There's no like who better could you pick to put on a soundtrack for a film that is like based in like a cold, watery island based type place? It's just gonna
Than
sound
someone
good.
from Iceland.
Yeah.
But
That does check out.
Yeah, and because he did the first
Shout
one
out
as
to
well,
Yonsy and
so-
Sigur Rós though.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do we want to move on to some bees?
Hell fucking yeah.
Okay, I would like to be Drago, and have a little bit more understanding, and be a cool, chill guy who doesn't upset anyone.
Wow.
But
I'd be Drago and take out all of the
my
stakes in this film.
intimidating persona and keep the alpha and just go somewhere else and do something else.
I would be
Not the film,
reasonable.
but I want to be him, but be nice at the same time.
I mean, that's
I think I just
fair.
had a stroke.
Jordan, like, you can't just take people out.
I'm taking him out. I just don't want him there. But I want to be him. I'm going to be him. I'm just going to leave with the alpha and we're going to have a nice time.
So
I
How
just
to
feel-
Train Your Dragon 2 did not happen, guys.
Exactly.
No, it's just those one dragon trap. It's just Eric. It's just the story of how Eric joined them. It's a very
Nice.
short. It's part of the TV series.
Love Eric.
By the way, there's some things on Netflix that are like, is that, yeah, TV,
It's a TV series. There's like 20 episodes and 13 seasons.
Yeah, they're
What?
not.
Yeah.
They're not
Is it
nearly
good?
as good. No.
But does
watched
it
them all.
satiate my need to check out some dragons?
But I think it teaches you a little bit more about the lore and everything, doesn't it? Like, there's
Yeah,
a little bit more.
but
meat
like
to it.
everything is worse. It's something I forgot to say about the first film, but it's one of the best and kind of like most prolific cinematographers ever. He was kind of like not the cinematographer, but like he's like a visual advisor or something. They call him something like that. So he kind of dictates like what lighting would make things look more cinematic and stuff, and that's why the film looks a lot more cinematic in comparison to a lot
okay.
of other animations. Because Roger Deakins is an absolute
Roger
legend.
Deakins.
Yeah, he did.
On the mic.
He did Blade Runner. It was his most recent. He won the Oscar for Blade Runner 2020.
Oh, the new one.
recently. Yeah.
Who would you bring into the film? Sorry, who would you be?
Well, I already said in the first one, I want to be Astrid, but I feel like it would be really cool to be the old dragon lady with all the baby
Yeah.
dragons. I want to be
the
her.
the wise old sage.
Yeah, she doesn't have to do
just
shit.
looks like a
but
crazy
she's
cat lady.
important somehow. She seems
Yeah,
magical.
she doesn't
and
say
knowledgeable.
anything, does she, at all? She just
Yeah, and she seems like she's quite in charge in some way. She seems like a mystical woman who
Yeah.
they all trust to make decisions and things. And she has lots of baby dragons, so that'd be cool.
an incredible lady that actually made it to old age.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question for you, Chiara.
Yeah.
So we said that she doesn't actually say anything, which is fine. But I'm sure that there's different points in the film where like she goes like ooh or ooh, or there could be crowd scenes where loads of people are going. Oh.
No, she doesn't say anything.
No, she doesn't
No,
say
but
a
people.
word.
She doesn't
Yeah.
make any noise.
Wait. okay, maybe not for this particular character, but there are other characters in the film who have roles, they do things, but they're not like a named character, and yet they make noises. So is there like a couple people who are employed to make crowd noises?
Probably, yeah.
Well, they just have to do multiple different. Ooh,
Yeah,
or-
and then just put them all together.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can we just take that one again? That was a little bit too shocked. Sorry. Oh,
There are
that's
like
better,
I
thank
think
you.
there are people in the voice acting industry that can do many voices to make them sound like different people. So they'd probably
Yeah.
employ just a few people to do those.
Okay, Kieran, you're B.
I'd be Valka,
Okay.
and I would give Hiccup a lot more affection and love than she gave him for a long time. Like it took. So when Hiccup first finds her, and she's like, "Oh, you're Hiccup, you're my son," or like a mother never forgets something, blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Wait, what? Are you my mum?" And she's like, "Oh, you have to go see these dragons." Surely at that point she'd be like, "Yes, I am your mum. I'm so sorry. Here's a big hug. I love you so much. Do you want to see
Really?
my dragons?"
She's
Like-
still
like, do that whole thing.
ashamed.
Yeah,
It's
but
quite-
like,
I think she's just excited also because she hasn't seen a person or she hasn't been around people. Like,
yeah, she's
her
not very
son.
good with people.
I don't know. I felt like
Kieran, give mums a break.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm just going in at parents.
You
with
go
this.
in on parents every time.
Why do you think I go in on parents so much, Jordan? Come on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
To
I mean,
Kieran's
because I think it's
dad,
really
hello.
important. Yeah.
We know you
No, I just
listen.
think it's really important that parents do good jobs in films. And I think it's important that parents do good jobs across the board. That like
Sometimes it's just like critical to the plot of the film, though, isn't it?
no, it's
If
not.
she was just a good parent, she probably would have come back.
Yeah, but for 30 seconds she could have done that whole speech before being like, "Oh, come see my dragons."
Oh, but you don't plan for these things, do you? You don't always know what to say. You know, she didn't expect for that to happen. Maybe got caught off guard. Maybe you could cut her some fucking slack.
Yeah, she was
You
very caught off
dick.
guard.
My therapist wouldn't agree with you, but okay, fine.
Well, you know what? Fuck your therapist. Your therapist is constantly disagreeing with me, apparently. And I mean, at the end of the day, who are you going to trust?
My therapist.
Someone who's
Jordan,
read load of
or a
books, or someone
professional?
who's not read books and kept their eyes open to the world?
Someone who I pay £60 an hour, Jordan, is who I'm going to trust.
You can pay me £60 an hour if you want, Kieran. I don't mind.
Okay, Jordan, who would you bring into the film?
I would bring Blade. So Wesley Snipes as the character Blade.
From what?
From Blade.
Is that a film?
It's a film. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called Blade.
yeah.
There's been four
Crazy
of them.
good.
There's been three of them.
They're kind of awful, but also great.
Yeah, he's he's
Jordan actually really likes it. I think he just
A
offended
vampire
Chiara.
slayer.
yeah, he's like half vampire. He's half vampire and half human. So he's like he can slay all the vampires basically. But I'd have him come in and take out Drago. And just sort of be a little bit more ruthless about it, get the whole situation done a lot
Just chop
faster. I'd
him
also
up.
just like to see Blade fly a dragon, and
That'd be so
just
cool.
I'd like to just have that that mashup, that cinematic universe.
Cinematic mashup.
And technically, Blade is a Marvel character, I think. So if
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
bringing him into the MCU,
Surely you go Cinemashup. Hey,
cinemashup, yeah.
thank you.
Can I
Cinema
go
mashup
on the
and
back of
bangers
that?
and
Because I
mashup.
want to bring in Marvel
Yeah?
characters.
Yeah, do it.
I want to bring in just the entirety of all the gods from Thor, because
Okay.
it ties into the Viking beliefs, right? And suddenly
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, Odin's beard," and Odin's like, "What up?" And then like, and then like,
Sorry, did you
Thor
say something?
comes down, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then it'll be really awkward because then Hela would come down, and Valka would be there, and it'd just be Kate Blanchett talking to herself. And who doesn't want that?
By the
Do
way,
you think they'd look at each other and sort of know that they are themselves?
Yeah.
do you think when they say Odin's beard that he just gets really self-conscious, like, "What about my beard?"
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it
probably.
was quite good. By the way,
Yeah.
when I was listening back to last week's episode on the first one, we totally spoke over you when Jordan mentioned Valhalla, and you said, Chiara, that only men go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I
Oh,
heard.
That
well,
sucks.
Why?
there's a place. I think there's another place for women.
There's a magical place.
Um, it.
It's called
I believe
Toys R
it.
Us.
So so
Sorry.
though, like, if you're, I think if you die in battle, you go to Valhalla, and then everyone who doesn't die in battle, I think, and women go to like so there's a goddess Freya, and it's like
Yeah.
a lovely field or something.
Ah.
Yeah,
think
but
Yeah.
you can't say, Jordan, that you'd rather go to the field than go to Valhalla.
No. I was gonna say. I think that sounds like it might be ringing some bells. Like,
Oh, okay.
Freya's like
Yeah.
land of land.
That's fucking annoying because it's like you could be the maddest, like most incredible woman fighter, warrior, and
Yeah.
you
See, that doesn't make
and
sense.
you end
to
up
me.
in the same place as a guy who tripped over and
Yeah,
and fell
because
off
if
a
they
cliff.
have if they have shield maidens and they're that like intricate, like the Valkyries, they
that's
were
where my
Odin's
knowledge- yeah,
task
that-
force of
Yeah,
like
I mean that's where
female
my knowledge
warriors.
falls
So.
flat because I don't actually know.
Right.
Maybe the women fighters go to Valhalla. I'm not entirely clear, but I think I heard from someone that women go to Freya's field place, and then the
Okay.
fighting men. But I don't know. I'd have to look that up because my my knowledge of these gods is not.
Well, God damn it, Chiara. I mean, what are you here for if not to give us a complete and full
I know.
background on the
I'm
mythology
sorry.
of.
Wiki
I'm quite
it,
glad that I'm not
Jordan.
I'm quite glad that I'm not some kind of a teacher for like primary or secondary school or whatever age does Viking studies, because I would just integrate all of the How to Train Your Dragon stuff into Viking lessons.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, yeah, and so they came from Norway and they came from Iceland and they came to Scotland and then they found dragons.
Then they landed in a place called Burke.
Yes. And there was someone who was kind of from Ireland, but not really. Who would you be, Chiara? Oh my God!
No, it's your bring.
Who would we?
My brain.
Yeah, it's you now.
Yeah, your.
All right then. I wouldn't bring anyone from Marvel. I'd bring someone from Pixar, which is a little bit controversial considering
Okay.
this is DreamWorks. I'd bring in Frozone
Nice.
Nice.
because this film is like a super icy film,
Mm.
and there's moments where we just need some more ice to get up to the dragon.
To get to the bit, yeah.
Yeah. So if like Frozone can like ice around the scary dragon, yeah,
Yeah.
and like ice up his face or something, then jobs are good. 'un.
I can't think of anyone's voice who would sound more out of place than Samuel Jackson in this film. In any of these films. I just cannot. Samuel Jackson in this film would not work.
Well,
Yeah.
it's totally it's perfect.
I
I
am
think.
tired of these goddamn motherfucking dragons.
And this
Where's
motherfucking
my
villain.
dragon suit? I think we
Yeah,
brought in
Say
Fro-
Burke
awful.
again, I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker.
Awful.
yeah. So,
Love it.
so
though.
I think yeah,
Mm.
this is very necessary. That's who I'd.
Absolutely.
So all you're just using him as like a means of transportation,
Well, yeah, especially because
a
like
bridge
when
builder.
bridge builder. There you go. Like because also when the kids are flying away with the baby dragons,
Mm.
that's not super practical. Like I think in all reality, one of them would have fallen down.
I think in all reality, a lot of people probably would have died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There would have
exactly.
been a lot of blood.
In all reality,
Exactly.
a baby dragon would not be able to carry most of those
No.
kids.
Yeah,
No.
in complete reality, the dragons being there, they wouldn't carry
Not
any
real.
of them. Yeah, exactly. So Jordan,
Yes.
would you stay indoors to watch How to Train Your Dragon 2?
Yes. More so than How to Train Your Dragon 1. I
Awesome.
preferred this one. This one was good. The other one was good, but this one was gooder.
Gooder.
Yeah.
Chiara, was How to Train Your Dragon 2 gooder than the first one, and would you stay indoors for it?
Yeah, it's my favorite one out of the three. So, yes, absolutely, it's the best one. Go train your
Okay,
dragon.
and
Woo!
and Kieran, would you stay indoors or would you go outdoors?
I would absolutely stay indoors. I thought it was amazing, and I got all the feels. And the fucking spikes on Toothless's back was like this.
Oh yeah, it was
is-
like
Yeah.
she pushed. Just imagine like if someone pushed the upgrade button on you.
But at the same time, I would feel so pissed off if I was Hiccup, because I'd be like, I want to be the person to do that.
Yeah,
I want to be the person to
Wow.
discover that.
that's
Like,
interesting that you say that.
yeah. But then at the same time, it's like Toothless can kind of whip it out anytime he likes, and
Yeah.
he looks so cool. He looks
Yeah.
so cool
when he's like
he has the
glowing
blue
and
spikes.
blue.
Oh yeah, because like something we didn't mention because it's not massively pertinent to the plot. Hiccup and Toothless get covered in ice, and so everyone's like, "Shit, they're dead. They've been covered in an ice block." But then
And Toothless goes Super Saiyan.
Literally.
I think I know what that is. Toothless goes Super Saiyan and just like goes blue and just explodes all the ice, and it's like, no, I've got the biggest dick here, and it's amazing, amazing.
Yeah, so stay indoors, witness Toothless's massive dick.
The
And
DOP.
Rule
the
34.
TOP, yeah.
Oh,
God,
okay.
there definitely is porn of that as well, isn't there? You just know it. You
Moving-
just know some
Let's
weird,
not
like, you know,
talk
the
about
furries
that,
out there
please.
are like
Furry's not welcome.
toothless porn. I mean, that's probably a different thing.
Now, before we tell everyone to join us next week, Chiara, would you like to promote your film?
I mean, I already
Tell
have.
everyone when it actually comes out.
But
Yeah, but when does it come out?
sure,
No?
March, late March-ish. Yeah, I have a
Late
film.
March.
It's still being edited, and
What's the name of this film?
it's called Braids, and it'll be really cool. It was directed by a woman, produced by a woman. I was a cinematographer, who I am also a woman. So support female filmmakers. Otherwise, you're sexist. Thank you and bye.
Okay, I'm not going to dispute that at all. Jordan, what do you have to plug?
I have a USB charger.
Cool.
I'm gonna plug in.
Oh,
Oh, can
There
I
it goes.
also
Oh,
plug? Can
great
I
joke.
also plug, like I plugged last time, John Powell's score to How to Train Your Dragon 2, superior to the How to Train Your Dragon 1 soundtrack. Go stream it on Spotify. He deserves money. The thing is, the first score was like really, really, really good. So the second score was just phenomenal. So
right.
like, hey, because most things second time around, like, there's not that many.
They don't hold up.
Yeah, there's not that many times where you find the second thing to be better, unless it's like Mass Effect or
Or Terminator.
Terminator or The Godfather.
Yeah.
But he killed it second time, and I think he was probably worried because the first soundtrack got so much good reception that he was under so much pressure, and he's like, oh my god, how do I like do just as good without replicating the first one? How do I make this better? And he did, and
He went and knocked it
Yeah.
out of the park, didn't he?
yeah, absolutely, icon.
I would like to plug. Sorry. I would like to plug the Harry Potter marathon thing again.
Oh yeah.
And Jordan, have you decided if you want to come to that?
No, I have not
No,
yet.
okay, that's fine. Chiara, I'm going to let you know about this too.
Mm.
On Easter Sunday, which is towards the end of April, we've got at the Prince Charles Cinema in Soho, Chinatown. You've got,
that's where the room is shown. Sorry, just saying.
well, there you go. There you go. So
Same place.
that lovely independent cinema, it is where there is a Harry Potter marathon. Harry Potter marathon for 21 hours. It starts at like 8:30 p.m. and then finishes at 5:30 p.m. the next day. So if anyone would like to come see that, I'm going to be watching it. Get in touch and we'll have a fun time.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so stick around. We're going to be next week watching
How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World.
Woo!
And we're
Yeah.
going to go to cinema. We're going to watch it. We're going to have a
Yeah.
sick time.
Okay, so stick around next week. We'll see you and let you know what that one's like. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This episode of 250 Reasons was brought to you by people with big feet. They really can carry us. We would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. If you haven't already had one. And a Happy New Year. And also just to let you know, if you were interested, we could be found on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 250 Reasons. And you can get in touch with us at 250reasons@gmail.com. Yeah, I'm going up. And also... That's not how the song goes. I'm going up an escalator. That's what I sing every time. To everyone, regardless of where the escalator is. Even if it was in the Pentagon. Why I would be in the Pentagon? No.
Hey, but when you're there...
Of course they have elevators there.
Surely.
Anyway, so you can listen to us on any podcasting, catching, thingy, majiggy that you're listening to, or probably just the one that you're doing it on now, and it's probably already queued it up for you. So just don't even touch anything. Just enjoy. And we'll see you next week for another round of 250 Reasons to stay indoors.
Oh, Jordan, you really threw me off there.
Bye.
Bye.